Hello, it's me, R.R. Lee, and welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. We have to go back in time and fix Achi's story so that Gano doesn't get knocked out by a large book. We have to go back to 1035 and take her hand. The police box! Let's go! Let's go! Still pulling the girl by the hand, Achi headed for the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There were always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? Achi flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes, this isn't good. There was nothing they could do but run. That's what I figured. That's why I picked the other option first. With the frightened girl in tow, Achi ran beneath the JR Yamamoto Line railway overpass. A railway loop line that services the Tokyo metropolis. Typically, the morning rush is quite intense, with the stretch from Ueno Station to Okamachi Station sometimes crowded as high as 216% capacity. That doesn't seem very safe. Roughly 300 people riding in a space designated for 143 passengers. Well, why'd you let them on? Unrelated to the Yamate Line subway that operates in the city of Kobe. Don't worry, just trust me, he told her, still holding the bag of trash. But first, let me get rid of this bag of trash. They sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. You're welcome. Here, take this, will you? Achi tossed over the bag of trash. Huh? Wait, what? Huh? What? This way. They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley. But this way's a dead end, the girl said breathlessly. Like I said, just trust me. Hey-ya! Stopping abruptly, Achi kicked down a wooden plank covering a gap between the two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. See, we can get through here. In you go! You first. Ladies first. But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. What's the matter, Achi asked. Come on, we gotta hurry! But I... She looked at him, as if he too was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who happened to turn up out of nowhere. But this was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. If they just stood there, he was going to catch up. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said in a rush. The name's Achiendo. I live in the neighborhood. I'm not some kind of chased by some killer. So please just trust me and I'll do my best to keep you safe, he said, very rushed. He hoped the look in his eyes would convince her that he was being on the level, and all of that gibberish would be ignored. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Whew. About time. Alright, let's get on with this. They had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Achi knocked down the whole pile that had an advertisement for Coca-Cola on them, sending it cascading across their pursuer's path. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the falling crates. My bad, man, Achi called out. Mind cleaning that up for me? Eh? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Achi flashed him a wave of goodbye and then slipped between the buildings with the girl. The man clearly has no sense of humor. Back here again, hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged onto a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Achi decided their best bet was to try and stay in an inconspicuous location rather than risk getting caught on the move. And what more of an inconspicuous location than a host club? You know, they just blend in. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly, not wanting to sign a contract. Archie flicked the switch inside the front door, and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. Whoa. He set the girl down on a small sofa beside the counter. When is this going to give different dialogue? This better not end with a bad end again. She gave him a worried look. Archie felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. I know this is the second time we hear, but I'm not gonna try any funny business. Someone I know just happened to run this place. It's not a business anymore, even though the lights are still on. Don't mind that. So I figured we're safe here. The girl chuckled as evident discomfort. All right then, she said. So we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, well, good. Archie made vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothes. They were not very ironed. So how about some introduction? I'm Achi Indo. Like I said earlier, you can just call me Achi. I am Hitomi Osawa. And you can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Achi felt his heart sing. Ah! She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Achi had never met another girl like her. He barely left the house. Achi, what? Is something the matter? He was spacing out there for a moment, staring at me. Archie shook his head to dispel his gaze. Damn it, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. He needed to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck's going on? Please, I need to know if I'm gonna help you. Right, okay. Well, I'm not really sure where to begin. Hitomi looked down, lost in thought. Just start from the beginning, Archie said. Apparently hers was a long story. All right, she said at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happen. Wait, hold on. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. I'm the muscle. Okay, Hitomi chuckled. I'll try my best. She got comfortable and then started her story, which we already heard, but I'm still going over it anyway. Okay, here we go. So last night, somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning and make the exchange, so I did, and this man came by and took the Akachi case with the money, and then afterwards that other guy with the cane showed up and pointed his gun at me and... Whoa, I'm sorry, hold up a sec. How did you prepare for that and say all of those words before they came off of screen? Archie suddenly lost the thread of the conversation, as Archie normally does. Could you say that again, but like simpler? Yeah, sure, and be sure to use gestures, too. I'm just having trouble following is all. I mean, is this the plot to some movie or soap opera? No, that's not. Or some kind of hidden camera show? This is real. This really happened. The look in Hitomi's eyes was dead serious as she stared him down. She's gotta be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? He had seen the attaché case and the gunman himself! How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me asking? Hitomi hesitated. 50 million yen, she said after a moment. Archie gave a whistle of amazement. Whoo! The detectives told me it was typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing, he said, staring at Hitomi. As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder. He could surely get more than 50 million yen, Archie thought to himself. Yeah, Archie, way to correct yourself. Sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. You're priceless, Archie fidgeted awkwardly as Hitomi looked away. Archie really fumbled his pickup line and felt badly about it. I'm an idiot, but it's okay. I think I get this kidnapping thing. It's when someone abducts someone. So I'm guessing these guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops. He replayed the scene in his head. But then, the kidnapper took the Akachi case and ran. So if you were empty-handed, why did that guy with the cane come after you? Honestly, I'm not sure. Hitomi's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No! I actually was right. No, we can't do that. Hitomi's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police that I was just with. Why not? Because reasons that will be explained later. Archie waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, he accidentally skipped the rest of what he wanted to say. I really appreciate the help, but I gotta go now. Bye! She gave Achi a deep bow. Nah, hold on. What do you mean go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure out the rest on my own somehow. I said, hey, hold on. Hitomi ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt as the gunman was there, aiming his gun at them. Is this, do I have to redo this again, really? Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in hand. But wait, Kano isn't knocked out this time, so it should be fine, right? He's gonna tackle this guy? To be continued. Okay, so Kano's awake though. I kind of forgot that. The whole point of doing that was that Kano doesn't get knocked out. Okay, Endo story ends here, but Kendo is still conscious. I mean, Kano is still conscious. Okay, Kano, let's go. Tailing the. Wait, where do I start then? From. Follow. Wait. That ends with me getting shot, though. This, right? Do I still get shot if that is my only? I already picked both of these, so it has to be. I don't get shot now, right? If not, then I don't know where to go. The men darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The men sprinted through the streets, but Kano ran faster. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well, but Kano ran faster. The men shot out onto a major thoroughfare, then bolted up a pedestrian bridge. Man, this guy is in shape. Just where the heck was this guy heading? Halfway across the bridge, the man stopped abruptly. Stop right there, or the attaché case gets it. He held it over the bridge. Cautious, Kano stopped as well. That's a smile. Height, roughly 190 cm. Age, 30s. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer and he held up the attaché case. Stop right there, officer, or the money gets it, he said. Before Kano could even yell stop, it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the roadway below. No, not the money, Kano cried. Panicking, Kano peered over the railing. A man on a motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. Kano bit his lip hard. Damn it. Kano sprinted down the bridge, hearing the bike's engine roar to life. It wasn't already warmed up. He had to make it in time. And he did not. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leapt towards the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach and roared in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kano in its dust. Looking back up at the overpass, he saw the man who had thrown the attaché case running away. I've been had, Kano thought to himself. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading toward Yoyogi. His report to Kuse complete, Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminal's hands. Now the crooks were getting away, and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Staring off into the distance where the man who'd thrown the attaché case had disappeared, Kano gritted his teeth. Wait, is that... Oh, that is actually the end? Huh? He just spends 20 minutes slumped over? He spends 20 minutes in that position, I guess. Okay. Finish reading both character stories for the hour of 10 and 428. You will have to make your way through all the protagonist stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. I guess it's time to start a new hour. Still, though, he just spends 20 minutes on the bridge? Oh, we're getting 3 more people? Sir, this is a waste of time. It's like you should have just jumped off the bridge and landed on the guy on the motorcycle. Alright, moving on to 11 to 12. I really like the music. Again, it reminds me of the deck of Conan so much. Okay, we have 5 now. It is 5. The end of the tutorial. You can reread previous tutorial. No thanks. There's a lot of important... No thanks. Now 4:28 has reached the 11 o'clock time block. You have 5 protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? Well, I mean, it seems like the one to read first would be the cat, Tama. Right? I mean, let's see. I can read... one of 4 guys' stories, or I could see what the cat has to say. I think cat, yeah? Oh, the cat handing out flyers. The cat seems to be having a nice time. Never mind, it's so hot. So unbelievably hot. It's so hot in this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna, but I'm standing actually. Like I'm standing in a sauna. Everyone else in the street looks nice and cool. But here I am, getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see. I can barely breathe for that matter, but hey, what can I do? Open your mouth and inhale. Huff, huff. Hey, huff, huff, hey. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. But I'm gonna pass out from dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for people for the people on those superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing here and I'm this close to calling it quits. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. I thrust a free sample toward passerby while shouting as loud as I can. That looks pretty big for a free sample. A free portion, usually quite small, not in this case, of a product given out to consumers as a sales gimmick, allows them to test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product prior to purchase, frequently referred to as a trial size or freebie version of the product. In addition to passing out free samples on the street, some shops include free samples with purchased products. Please note that simply taking a product without paying for it in order to test it out is theft. Don't do it. That looks pretty big though. That's free sample size. That looks like a regular sized drink. Come on, give it a try. Oh, it's no use. People just walk by one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample. Did you try holding it a little higher up at their face? It's been like this ever since I started standing here. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid. Drink them all. And then this whole miserable experience will have been for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. No exercising or diet necessary. How much capsaicin is in this for it to be like that? I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Oh wait, it might have caffeine in it actually. Just burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload dodgy product. It's that simple. That simple, folks. You just have to drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me too. Reeks of a scam as a tip? Oh yeah, what is the definition? In other words, it seems extremely dubious or suspicious. The word scam, referring to a type of dishonest scheme, is actually of unknown origin. Several folk etymologies have been proposed, including that it comes from a sample shortening of scandalous misdeeds. Oh, simple, not sample. But these claims have little evidence to support them. I don't know why that was so hard to read. Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. You think I'd be able to give one or two away? It's not like I'm not trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm gonna give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. I close my eyes and gather my determination. And it's gonna be a Yakuza, isn't it? I just need to get started, and the momentum will build from there. Alright, eyes open. There are two people walking in my direction. Wait, two? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both gonna pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the businessman to my left, or I try to shovel it off onto the disheveled fellow to my right. So let's see. Businessman or undercover policeman who's acting as a homeless guy. If he wants to blend in as a homeless guy, but wait, the operation's over. Is he still gonna want to blend in? I'm gonna give it to him. He needs to blend in as a homeless guy. Clutching my free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off to the disheveled fellow to my right. Take this, you homeless bum! To my surprise, he takes it. Oh, he actually takes it. Well, what's this? He asks, lifting an eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into the product pitch. It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please, give it a try. Oh, no thanks, the man says. Oh, you piece of... Oh, I'm good. How can you say that to the cat? I keep my arms held open wide and pretend I didn't hear that. Look, he says, I'm in a hurry. You should give this to someone else. I mean, man, just take it. You're already holding on to it. He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. I put both arms behind my back. For a few moments, we are at a silent impasse. Oh, okay. I thought the game crashed. Maybe he's weirded out by my cat alter ego holding its freeze frame pose, because eventually he looks away, slips the bottle into his pocket, and walks off. I did it. I finally got someone to take one. But there are still so many samples left. My brief surge of excitement dies before it can even take hold. I wonder how the other mascot is doing now. Huh? There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock at the Nokane building. Huh, looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come no one is taking any of mine? Well, everyone over there looks like a student, and you have, like, adults. That's probably why. The students are probably more like, hey, free stuff? Yeah, sure. Whereas the adults like, I don't care. What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I need to get ready and head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they won't withhold my pay, or anything. Hey, what gives? You got that many left? The chicken says. The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine. I'm not cool like you, chicken. Well, I mean, are you looking for the right targets? Huh? Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know? Wow, I haven't even considered that. Now that she says it, it all seems so obvious. This is a diet drink after all. Of course I'm not gonna have any luck trying to foist it off on random guys. Well, whatever the chicken says. Here, give me the samples you got left. I hand over my samples, and the chicken dumps the whole lot into her basket. She then dumps it into the trash. I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says. Huh? Wait, like all of them? Yeah, all of them. The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. These may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much. That's a huge help. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Again, why not just throw them away? Leaving the station behind, we head down Center Guide towards Nokane Building. A multi-tenant office building in Ugadachao. Located in Center Guide, Shibuya's downtown district, in addition to hosting the weight loss drink sales demo, the building is also home to foreign capital protection firm Japan Cellcom, the IT mainstay Shibuya OnNet, Sun, video game developer Shindai Tradeco, and Strike Back Labs, publisher of monthly magazine Science Strikes Back, along with many other businesses. Wow. They just had to lead with the weight loss drink part. You know, that's what the building is mainly known for, in all honesty. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. The job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we sell at least 100 bottles at the demo, they promise another 10,000 on top of that. That would be a big bonus. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. Wait, you have to sell them? I need that 20,000 yen, and I need it ASAP. The music is so weird. It makes it hard to read, in all honesty. We arrive at Nokane Building, a rundown multi-tenant office building complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out, all of them empty it looks like. I wonder how many people the free samples will pull in. A stage has been set up at the far end of the room. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping Burning Hammer while explaining its effects to the customers. Hurry up and take that thing off. The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks. It's kind of early, but come on, let's have lunch. I'm starving. Now that she mentions it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. The demo's not starting for another 2 hours. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. The chicken and I head to the waiting room, where they've set out our lunches for us. Ooh, fancy. Mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asks. She arches her back towards me. Apparently, she can't reach her own zipper. Well, how would you be able to? Oh, sure, just give me a second. She has wings. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit, thick, fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. What's the holdup? Come on, I'm roasting in this thing. Hurry up and get it off of me. Get it off me. I'm almost got it. It's just awkward with these mitts. Finally, I get a hold of the zipper and yank it. Downward. Oh, that was a cliffhanger. A girl emerges from the chicken, as if the chicken itself were an egg. Whew, I'm alive. Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost at once, she's kicking back and cooling off with a hand fan. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too, I ask? Yeah, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clacking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton fursuit. Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. What? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong, I ask. Yeah, it's a no-go. The zipper's busted. Well, how'd you get it up? What? Yeah, sorry, this thing ain't coming off. What? My vision goes dark. No. No, no! I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. Oh, what the crap? She's very upset, as you can tell. Ah, well, we can talk to the boss about it when he gets back, the girl says. Just get some WD-40. I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off of you with scissors or anything. She sounds entirely unconcerned. Couldn't she take the head off? It's so unfair. I need to get out of this stuffy, sweltering steam bath as soon as possible. All I can do is clench my fist in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today, the girl continues. I'm Chiriko Osogi, by the way. You can just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I'm a pretty cheery girl, after all. She breaks into a hearty guffaw. Oh, sure, I say. Wait. Oh, sure. It's nice to meet you. Oh, okay, that confused me for a bit. Yeah, for sure. So I guess you're not going to be able to eat lunch with that getup, huh? Huh? God, that's right. What should I do? Don't sweat it. Just leave it to me. Huh? I'll eat both lunches myself. Wow, thanks. Chiri doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. She didn't even eat hers yet. Why are you grabbing mine? It'd be a shame if we let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. It's just a cheap little pre-packaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast. So what's your name? Chiri asks. Her cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? Yeah. Oh, it's As I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes... A light? Oh yes, it is a light. On a piece of tamoyaki clutched between Chiri's chopsticks. The yellow slab of lightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. I can see the inside. From the way it's been sliced, it looks somewhat undercooked. Come on, what's your name? Oh, yeah, right. Tama. It's Tama. You mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting? Chiri chortles and stuffs the piece of tamayaki into her mouth, and then takes a big swig of iced tea. I am beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunches until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm gonna pass out before the sales demo even starts. And then I remembered something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right? That way at least I'd be able to eat and drink stuff. Alright. I decide to... Wait, what? There's 3 options? Grab the head with both hands and yank it upward with all my might. Rock the head back and forth, good and hard. Ask Chiri to assist me. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my head off? I mean... I don't know. I get the feeling it's not going to come off at all since it's giving me 3 options that lead to the same thing, but I'll ask. I decide to ask Chiri. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my... Ow! I feel a dull throbbing pain in the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. I see. Chiri flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. Well, what does it look like I'm doing? I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. How? How? I slump forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No! Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into this thing. Is the thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Chiri says, eating the rest of my lunch. Here, drink some of this. Oh, it has a straw. She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. That straw looks a lot longer than it was before. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through my mascot costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. I suck for all I'm worth. I suck and suck and suck. My body rejoices at the moisture as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming onto the desert. And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never gonna forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutch Chiri's hands in my fuzzy mitts. Oh, hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know, she replies. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway? I ask. Oh, that's because I make my own protein juice. Huh? What? In Japan, the word protein is frequently used to refer to powdered health food supplement that contain vitamins and minerals as well as protein component. It is dissolved in milk or another liquid to create a drink. A protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. Yeah, don't mix with water, just mix with milk, otherwise it's awful. Protein juice? You mean shake? Never heard of it. You mean protein shake? I heard that if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you'll lose weight. So yeah, I kinda need to keep it. Given Chiri's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. Especially since she ate both my lunch and her lunch. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now, protein is totally the best thing for my diet. This stuff, though... Chiri casts her eyes at the samples of burning hammer on the table. It's like totally bogus. Huh? Bogus? Well, that's a surprise. Well, yeah, Chiri says. You gotta exercise if you want to burn body fat. The best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. She smacks herself on one flabby arm. That's the description. I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking in more calories. Huh, didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? I keep that thought to myself. I mean, that'd be ridiculous as all-you-can-eat Kobe beef, she adds. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about using all-you-can-eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss, but again, I keep that thought to myself. But hey, a job is a job, Chiri says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this junk, I'll sell it. A sudden wailing comes from the other side of the door. Please, just give me time. I swear I'll get it back to you. What the heck, Chiri says? Is that the boss? I nod. That's definitely... Oh, dear. That's definitely Mr. Yanagashita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. Sliding up alongside Chiri, I very quietly open the door and take a peek inside. Mr. Yanagishita is down on both hands and knees, begging, while 2 uncouth-looking men glower at him. Just a little more time. That's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. Well, it's next to his hand. Just a little more. Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fella. I just gotta shout this. We've heard enough of that out of you. Yeah, the younger guy sneers. We ain't giving you any more time, so quit asking. But I really just need a little longer this time. Please, you gotta believe me. Please, this time it's different, trust me. From the look of things, Mr. Ya is dealing with some loan sharks. Though it seems obvious that this term refers to toothy predators of the deep, the word shark in this case actually has its origins in an older Germanic word meaning parasite, or someone who preys on others. The same word gave rise to terms pool shark and card shark. In the case of loan sharks, though, the initial mental image seems quite appropriate. And the two thugs are clearly in no mood for his continued groveling. Chiri and I exchange a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now I'm really worried. Am I actually gonna get paid for this gig? As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Mr. Ya by the nape of the neck and drags him to his feet. Come with us, pal. We're taking you somewhere, someplace you can work off your debts. Say what? Mr. Yanagishita wails. The two men drag him away. I guess they're not having the sales pitch. Huh, I guess he's gone then, Chiri says. She's already started to pack up her things. Wait, what are you doing, I ask. Going home, not much point in sticking around. Going home? I mean, the demo for sure ain't happening now. Anyway, it was nice working with you. See ya. Moments later, Chiri is out the door. Now what do I do? I've been left here all by myself. More or less at a total loss. Bad in? I didn't even get to choose anything. What are you talking about? Huh? Our poor feline friend isn't going to get paid now that those debt collectors showed up and dragged her boss away. If a certain someone hadn't told the thugs about how to get to no kind of building, they probably wouldn't have caught Mr. Yanagishita. The right decision happens at 11:15, but who has to make it? All right then. Who do I think would give someone directions? Kano would be busy. Achi probably not in the place to give directions. This guy looks like someone that you would ask directions for. To me. So I'm going with Osawa. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. Okay. All I want is a peaceful life. I'm Yoshikage Kira, and all I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Om. Free. At any cost. Huh? Okay. A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the sturdy wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. Really, kid? Really? Is he their director? He looked like the sort of man who'd be more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular meet with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today, even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck in both body and mind. Resident Evil? Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. And the man really brings his work home with him. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, and then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to get work done right now. No mental state to do work. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but... Also, I could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to an email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently, they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you more time, but... I see. Osawa said wearily. All right then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. I'm sorry, sir, but your job called and asked you to do work, and it's like, are you sure? Yes. Yes, Tanaka said. Okay, Osawa said sadly. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come in here again today, but he did. They had been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work right now. Sliding up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program. Oh, he has his own program for emails? Okay. And started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medical stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his mailbox. The sender was simply identified as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, also, I would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to? He couldn't help but wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. That's what that is, beds. It looks like a bunch of body bags to me, a bunch of blurry body bags. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. It was the T-virus. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms. Osawa opened the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. Oh. The UA virus. The UA virus belongs to the family of Filoviridae, genus Unlikable. Oh, UA-like virus. Okay. It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UA virus filament hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. Okay, so you have to catch it first and then show symptoms before you can give it. So during the incubation period, you can't pass it on. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, have assigned the virus to Risk Group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingertips tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? They're from South Africa. Yeah, that's what he said in the email, Osawa. The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Wow, Swahili actually being relevant outside of football players having to take it in college? I'm impressed. The virus is roughly 90 nm to, probably nanometers, to 110 nanometers in diameter and 500 to 700 nanometers long. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, it is sometimes known as the sickle of death, which possesses a viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with a spike-shaped protein protuberances. It is nanometer. 1 nanometer equals 1 billionth of a meter. That is really small. Supposedly, this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. UA didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. As the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. That is a very high number. Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. As the instance of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection and onset of symptoms and death. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including the liver cells and micropackages, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelial cells within the blood vessels. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids. Some of these words I'm pronouncing as if I'd be trying to read a doctor, like actually writing them out like a prescription. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Ooh. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Osawa stared at those two words, my crimes. That left him with only further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. I've never even been to Africa. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? I work from home. Another fake knock came at the door. Darling, do you have a moment? It was his wife, just give me a second. Let me close this email that has all the dead bodies in it. Just give me a second. Osawa hurriedly closed the mail program. Even if this was nothing more than some sick prank, it wasn't anything he wanted his family to see. Especially not I. Alright, come in. But Osawa turned to see that I had already let herself into the study. The sharp sting of her perfume made him scrunch up his face for a moment. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again, Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Please, he said, can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to make on your own. Osawa turned his chair back around and thought. On his latest business trip, an American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. The pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works. It is a major corporation with a solid sales network, both domestically and internationally, and with an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, and other political institutions. The company employs roughly 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Wow, they send me this email that looks like people died from this mysterious virus, and here I am doing research on viruses. Maybe he must have got the wrong email address. That must be what it is. This man is so smart, but so incredibly stupid. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the U.S., however. They won't let you work from home. When he'd mentioned the possibility of immigrating to Ai, she shot down the idea on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' board of directors. No way he was going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you leave, dear? We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. With a sour look, I turned and departed. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however, the antiviral agent he had developed at Okoshi. A therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. These treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather they... Okay, what is this change in music? They simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine. After the UA virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. Vaccines function by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body. This triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold. So many big words. But Makano had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Controversially, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long and arduous road. It's like my brain keeps picturing different words instead of what's actually on screen. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw in the new antiviral agent. Well, what could it be? The side effects on the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It seemed that the drug had to be administered in a high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. Oh. So he's doing this research on the virus, and then someone sends him an email saying, hey, look at all these people that's dying because of this virus. It's all your fault. And he's just like, well, I don't see how that's my fault. I'm doing exclusive research on the virus, like that would help people infected with it, but clearly I have nothing to do with it. Wow, this guy is so big brain. His brain is just so massive. Definitely not smooth at all. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Oh, fortuitous, you say? Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS. Technology created and/or operated in extremely small scales, often measured in nanometers. There are 1 billion nanometers in a meter. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on an atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicine and materials science. The United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. Oh wait, hang on, I gotta look at the other one, the DDS. The DDS. Acronym for Drug Delivery System. Such a system administers ultra-microscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. Osawa had jumped on it immediately. By administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS, he was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. Because a DDS can only be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision and only where it is needed, it can greatly reduce the side effects of even very potent drugs. The DDS developed by Okoshi Pharmaceuticals utilizes advanced high-tech polymers, which ensure that the capsules containing the drug are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration. Wow. Well, I can see why that had to be a video. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy, along with expected decrease in adverse side effects. A pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired results when treating a medical condition, but many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, the poor monkeys, and now the antiviral agent was ready for the final development stages, clinical trials on humans. I don't think anyone's going to be volunteering for that, for UA virus. I don't think. Experiments involving drugs or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out the ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. When a new drug is being prepared for government approval after it has been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans, clinical trials that evaluate its safety and suitability. Such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals in Japan. The development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in smaller testing knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt, Okoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral agent was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa could be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety was only magnified by his concern about the email he just received. And now he's getting a phone call. Oh, never mind, he's making a phone call. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here? He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon, unlike his wife. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. What's this about, sir? This. Well, Tanaka definitely looks interested. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. It can't be. Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't. Osawa trailed off. Osawa nodded. No, Tanaka trailed off and Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Why me, lead researcher of the virus that has infected these people? I have no idea, Tanaka. Do you? Osawa opened the other email from A. The second message I got said that these are pictures of my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure, are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Yes, understood, Osawa said. Don't worry, I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. I don't know what he's relieved about. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. It looks like a QR code and it reflected in his eyes. A specimen of the UA virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. But a single tiny virion, upon entering the human body, could become 2,000 in 1 hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before the infectees developed symptoms. A virus of the family of that causes Ebola, hemorrhagic fever. Currently, 5 characterized species are known as Typhorus, Sudan, Restrin, Ziara, and Bonibagiro. Ebola is widely known for its high mortality rate, 53% for the Sudan form, 88% for the Zari, but the Restin variety discovered in monkeys that had been brought into the US has displayed no pathology in humans. Man, I'm so good at saying words. For influenza, it was 1 or 2. But the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Also, what is this music? Also, I viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed simply to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, that fact had a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? He'd thrown himself into virus research in search of such answers to questions like that, answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for the chance to play around with UA day after day. He's a psychopath. Another email arrived in his inbox. The sender A. Subject line, 1 year ago. South Africa again. He's getting tired of reading this, Osawa said. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time there were 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each of them in turn. My God. The first shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UA patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No. Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. What? The second image showed one of the infected, hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back into the patient's eyes. He rushed to open the third image. Oh, it showed a morgue piled high with corpses. The rictus of anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. The lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. Small organs with the function as part of the lymphatic system in mammals. When a foreign substance invades the body, the lymph nodes detect it, prompting the production of white blood cells such as lymphocytes and macrophages to consume the invader. A viral infection sometimes causes the lymph nodes to swell up as a result of increased activity. Oh, it's there? It's at the armpit? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. There were hospital beds stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. Next came the fourth and final image. Dun, dun, dun. More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, 18 hours passed. It looked as if someone had been attempting live trials with the antiviral agent. Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. And there was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. Well, yeah, it has a 100% mortality rate, stupid. There was no way to test the efficacy of the drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical trial test, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proved ineffective on humans, that person would have a guaranteed death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, as he looked over the images again and again, Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone from Oshiki Pharmaceutical had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. The time markers on the corpses in the fourth image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drug's effectiveness in those time frames. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk in rage. "Why didn't I think of that?" he said. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. Osawa was impressed. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps. His boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino. But he stopped short as soon as he picked it up from the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Mickey's latest album. He's like, "Man, I just found out about these human atrocities, but I really shouldn't talk to my boss about it, even though I'm angry. Instead, I'm gonna listen to some kid pop. I'm gonna listen to some good middle school music." This guy says. Wow. Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he can feel himself returning to a calmer emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in the arts in general, music, painting, or cinema. Wow, I really don't care about this guy at all. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he had found Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he swung by the store to pick one up. Since Kamiki's new album had just came out, there was a display for it in front of the shop. Something about the bright, colorful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice, deep breath. Then he dialed up Makino or closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. I get the feeling he's gonna fall asleep, but I get the feeling doing this is gonna make him like angry and is gonna somehow like be, "Oh no, you shouldn't have picked that." So he's gonna calm himself down all the way. First, he took a nice deep breath. And then he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. Inclining his head towards the music, he could feel the melody pervade his body. He could scarcely believe there had been a time when he hadn't cared about music. Surely something that had such a strong effect on the body and mind alike also conveyed a deeper meaning. Osawa let the positive energy flow through him, buoying his spirits. Okay, make the phone call now. At last, his mood had sufficiently calmed under the music's influence. Osawa reached for the handset. The study door opened, and a stolid-faced man appeared in the doorway. "Were you about to make a phone call?" "I beg your pardon, Mr. Osawa. Would you mind coming to a living room for a moment?" "Oh, so I don't get to make the phone call?" I don't get to make the phone call? The detectives assembled in the living room all wore grave expressions. The room was brimming with tension, and Osawa felt it ramp up even further as he entered. What is it? He asked. Has something happened? The man who had come to find him turned to speak, hesitating at first. Yes. It turns out that, the UA virus got out. Your other daughter, Hitomi, has been abducted by an unknown party. Oh! Oh, Achi! Achi abducted your daughter. Isn't that nice? Abducted? Osawa's mind world. What are you talking about? Maria's the one who's been abducted. No, sir. You don't understand. I'm saying that Hitomi has also been abducted in addition to Maria. Don't be ridiculous. The night before, his daughter Maria gets kidnapped, and this morning his other daughter Hitomi gets carried off when she goes to deliver the ransom? He never heard anything more outrageous in his life. We're sorry, sir. A detective was with her, but he really sucked at his job. The police went on to explain that Hitomi had somehow managed to end up all by herself, and while she was alone, several individuals forced her into a car and driven off. What? Huh? That happened? Osawa could barely comprehend what they were saying. His mind was in a fog. The detective's words seemed to grow quieter and quieter. Osawa's strength drained from his body. His ability to process external stimuli began to drift far, far away. It's not possible. It can't be. Could no one keep them safe? Not me. Not anyone. My girls. They told me. Maria. It's not true. This is all just a bad dream. Some kind of sick joke. It's not true. It's not all just a bad dream. It's not a lie. It's a twisted joke. Someone made this all up. Stop, stop, stop. I don't want to hear it. Tell me it's a lie. Tell me it isn't true. Tell me, please. Tell me. Tell me. Slowly, the ceiling began to spin. Then Osawa's vision went awash with white. Bad in the worst case scenario. Okay, so I guess I was supposed to make the phone call since that was the only other choice given to me in like the 30 minutes of this guy's backstory, which I don't like. I really don't like. This guy is so unlikable. Also, I had a complete mental breakdown when he learned that not just one, but both of his daughters were kidnapped. But surely there has to be someone who can keep Hitomi safe. She's been on the run with Achi. But just what were they up to? The key to changing her fate and her father's lies with Achi's decision at 11:05. Really, 5 minutes later. After that. Okay. Oh, wait. So I made the right decision with this guy? It's just that Achi messed up. Achi messed up. Endo. Get your shit together, Endo. But okay, let's go back to this. Back to the main screen, yay! Because that's all I'm doing for this one. I'd like to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you'll enjoy the next one as well. Goodbye. Goodbye.